Okay, everybody, how you doing? It's TIETS here at TIETS Informationals, and today we are going to talk about Queen's Games, one of their latest called Parfum. Marco Rukowski and Marcel Suselbeck are the designers of this exciting new game from Queen's Game. Comes in the classic yellow box. Awesome components again, great board, really cool game. It basically is going to transfer you back into the world of fragrances. Starting back in the Orient, moving over to Europe, into France, when people were stinky, they didn't have deodorant, they wanted to smell better, the ladies wanted to attract the men, maybe the men wanted to attract the ladies, or whatever other way you can think of it. But basically, the distilling process, so we're going to be making perfumes for all these nobles and people that are going to come shop here in Provence, and it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful time. So let's go take a look at how we set this game up and how it plays, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about my thoughts on Parfum. Okay, so we're going to go over the basic setup of Parfum now. First thing you're going to do is there's two sides of the game board, one for 3 players, one for 2 or 4. I'm setting this up as if it was a 4-player game, although I'm only going to have 2 perfumeries here for space reasons. So you're going to take everybody's scoring token once they've selected a color. That's going to go on 0. Everyone's going to take one of their perfumeries, which is little shops, and that's going to go there. Then you're going to take the different time tokens for 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. This is basically for what time you're going to wake up and start work. And we'll get into more of that in a minute. Then you're going to take all your distillery dice. So you've got your vanilla, your black dice, and you've got your lavender, your purple dice, which are a little bit more difficult to produce, as we'll talk about. Then you've got your violet, you got your bergamot, and you got your rose. So you got all your different scents here that you're going to be going after. Then you have all your water tokens. These are all water side up, because on the bottom there's some victory points, 2, 3, some are 1, some are blank. These are just coinage that you're going to get at the end of the game. And then you're going to take all your flacons and you're going to put them here. These are your little, when you create your perfumes, this is what you're going to be selling to the customers. Okay? And then you're going to take your customers. You're going to take all your customers. You're going to shuffle these up and all the A's together. Then you're going to take all your B's. You're going to shuffle all these. And then you're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. You're going to place those 5 down. And then you're going to take, this is the close tile, which is one of the ways the game ends. And you're going to put that right here. Then you're going to take on top of the 5 you just did. Then you're going to take the rest of your B's, put them on top. Then you're going to take your A's, put those on top. And then you're going to slide them right over into this spot on the board where the customers are. Then you're going to take all of your fragrance notes here. This is what they look like. That's a top. That's a middle, and that's a bottom. This is the ingredient side, what you need to create that, and then this is your perfume side, which is going to be what's face up in your perfumery. So you're going to take all of these, you're going to stick them in this nifty little bag that comes with the game. You're going to shuffle these all up, and then you're going to go ahead and select some of these and put them on here. Like so. And you're going to fill all 6 of the little distillery stations here. And it is perfume, folks, not scotch, not whiskey. We're doing perfume here. We're going to put all those up. And then you're going to have some customers that come to town. So they're going to come. This lovely lady, look at her. She wants lavender. We'll talk about that. She's going to pay 8 coin for it. If she gets it, she needs 2. And then we're going to go along. He wants some violets, more lavender. We got some rose. We got some bergamot. Well, let's just call it lime because it's easier. And then that goes there. And then this bag goes to the side. We'll just set it up here for now. And then everyone takes their perfumery. Then we're going to decide who goes first, whatever method you want to do. Whoever's the cutest girl at the table, whoever smells the best, or maybe whoever has the most BO, I don't know, whatever you want to do. You're going to decide who goes first. I always use the spinner method. And then you're going to decide who goes first. The first player is going to be able to select what time they get up when they start the game. There is a recommendation that when you first play the game that you take all these and you randomly distribute these for the first turn. So you can do that, or if you're more experienced, you can just go right into selecting based on who the first player is. So that is the basic setup for Parfum, and now we're ready to play the game. Okay, so basically in Parfum, what you're trying to do is create perfumes and sell them to these customers and move along the coin victory track, and whoever is the most prestigious perfumer by making the most money is going to be the winner at the end. So let's just look at a couple of these tokens a little bit closer. So for example, this customer is looking for, she's looking for violet, or it's a man, sorry. He's looking for some violet, and he's willing to pay 4 coin for that. So whatever perfume you create only has to have 1 violet in it, and then this guy is gonna, you can sell to this customer. These are the cards I briefly mentioned, which are the formula fragrance note tiles. So this is the formula side. So these are the fragrant notes. This is the formula. So what it's going to take is going to take 2 successful distillations of bergamot / lime or lavender. And once you successfully distill those, you're going to collect this, which is the bottom of a perfume bottle, and you're going to collect 3 coin. So that's what these look like. And then at the end, when you get them, you're going to decide if they're going to go on your minor perfume side or your major perfume side. So basically a minor is going to be a top and a bottom, and a major is going to be a bottom, a top, and a middle. So this is what you're, whoops, backwards. This is what you're trying to create, and then once you've created it, then you're going to get flacons so you can sell. So that's basically what you're trying to do, and that's a little bit of those. Now let's talk about the distill dice. So when you do these, you're going to roll these dice. So let's say you're trying to make this violet so you can sell to this gentleman here. You're going to collect these and roll these. And the violet, the bergamot, and the rose, they have 2 flies, which I'll talk about in a minute, and they have 4 successful distillations. The lavender and the vanilla have 3 flies and 3, so it's a 50-50 chance. So it's a little bit more difficult to produce these fragrances. All right, so with that said, the game basically is going to start with the very first phase, which the first player, and let me just kind of dish these out here so you can see what I'm talking about. So whoever is in last place gets to select what time they get up first. So let's say the blue player selects the first one. So this means he's going to go first, but he's only going to have 3 actions. So he's going to go here, put that little clock in there so we know. And then yellow would select second. So let's say yellow takes the 3. And then green is last because red, whoever's on top, if they're on the same spot, picks next. So let's say red takes the 2 and then green takes the 4. So put those aside. So that's going to be your first set. It's just basically finding out what time you wake up in the morning, how many actions you're going to get, and the order you're going to go. Okay, so we know the blue player is first, and what he gets to do is he gets to select whatever he wants to do. So let's say he's trying to get this gentleman, right? So he's going to go, okay, get 3 actions. So with his actions, he's going to say, okay, I'm going to take a blue die, and then I'm going to take a black die, because I might as well try to get this one too. So I'm going to take a black die, and then I'm going to take 1 water, okay? So he takes 1 water. Those are his 3 actions. In later rounds, the other action you can take is if there's an open distillery, you can draw a new fragrance note from the bag and place it in that distillery. And you'll find in later rounds that's something you're probably going to need to do as people fulfill these formulas. So then what player 1's going to do is he's going to roll these dice and hope that he has a successful distillation. So he rolls them. Oh, look at that. How beautiful. So this guy did a great job because he got both of them. And so now he's going to say, well, I'm going to buy this. And I'm going to buy this vanilla. So he buys these 2. Now he's going to go up 2 on the victory point track. And now he has to decide what side these are going to go on. So he has 2 lids. Now he can put 1 here on and start a minor, and he can put 1 here and start a major. Or if he really wanted to, he could go across here and start another one. You can start as many as you want, but you don't have any perfume to sell until you fulfill one. So he's just going to do this. He's got 2 tops, so he's on his way. And then it would be the next turn. Let's just say, for example, he had rolled a fly, okay? Which is a nasty, stinky distillation. It's a really gross smelling violet. He can take this water and he can pay this water to re-roll all his dice. He could re-roll all of them, or he can re-roll all of one color. So in this case, he would pay this one water, and that would go face up off the board for now, and then he could re-roll this blue. When he got another fly, he wouldn't have been able to get this, but that's just for example. Now let's say you rolled 2 flies, or he had this and he actually owned 2 water. He could now pay 2 water to flip this to a successful distillation. So 1, you can either roll all of one color, both dice. 2, you can flip 1 for a successful distillation. So that's how that works. Okay, since red picked the second one, they're the next to go. And so they can look here and say, okay, with one of mine, I want to take one of these out. Oh, I got another vanilla bottom, put that in there. Well, I'm going to go for the lavender because I have this wonderful lady here who wants to get some lavender. So I'm going to take a purple dye, take a black dye. These dyes are out until the end of the round. So I'm going to take those 2, and then, you know what, I'm going to take, where did I put the, I am going to take an extra purple for my third action, and then I'm going to take a water. Now I can secretly look at these. This water is worth nothing, so I have no problem spending it. As the game goes on, you might get a 3. That's victory points at the end of the game, so you might want to hang on to that water and never use it. You can collect as many waters as you want during a round, but at the end of the round, you have to discount down to 4. So that's how that works. So anyway, then I'm going to roll these dice. Okay, I had this 2 successful distillations. I don't need, I'm going to save my water because my plan was to get this bottom and this bottom, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to place those 2. So I have a major perfume and a minor perfume in the works. Okay, so what we've done is we've created perfumes, we've distilled, we have taken our fragrancy notes, we've put them into our perfumery, and now we're waiting to finish product. The next phase of the game would be the sell phase, but since we have no finished products to sell, we can't currently sell anything. So then the clocks would go back, and we would start over the round again. Okay, so as the game progresses, we're continuing along here. Now let's say we had some completed, we're finishing the second phase and we have some completed ones. So the red player completed these. He's going to get 2 flacons, which are going to go on here. Now that's available to sell, and he's going to get 3 for his major. This one's not complete, so there's none. And then he would get 3 for his major. So now what's going to happen is the selling phase commences. And the first player, we go back to player order. This is going to be the first player to sell. Now you have an option to sell 2 perfumes per round, but it always goes only 1 at a time. So player 1 can sell 1, 2 sells 1, 3, 4, and then you go back around, so whoever can sell can sell. So in this case, the player 1, the blue player, he's going to sell one of these flacons, and he's going to look and he's going to go, what's the most lucrative for him? Well, the only thing he can sell is this to this blue customer. So he's going to sell one of these flacons, goes back, and then this customer's happy, comes to here. You can keep them in your shop, you can put them next to your shop, you can brag about it, or you can put them back in the game box, whatever you want. So he's going to go here, happy little customer. And then the next person's going to be able to sell something. So the red player goes, let's see, well, I've got this lovely lady who I get 8 for the 2 lavenders, so I could sell that. Or I could sell the 2 the limes here to this lovely lady. Or I could sell a rose. I can pretty much sell whatever I want to whatever one of these customers. So, but this is the most lucrative for me, although no one's threatening me to do it, but I'm going to take this lady here. I'm going to sell one of my flacons of perfume to her. Oh, I'm so happy. So that goes back here, and then she comes here, and then you're going to move 8 victory points. So 8 victory points. I'm sorry, I forgot to move blue his 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically now blue has another opportunity to sell. So there's no customers that he can sell to, but he can also say, hey, you know what? I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to sell it at a bargain price. So up here you can see a minor perfume sells for 2 if there's not a customer, and a major sells for 3. So he can either opt to sell this for 3 victory points, or he can hang on to it and hope a better customer comes that's going to want this perfume. So that's what he's going to do in this case. Then we go back to the red player after 3 and 4 have gone. You're going in a circle, apparently. He goes, okay, I'm going to sell this to this guy, this lovely lady right here, and she's going to come down. He moves up 6 victory points, or she, whoever you're playing. And that's how the selling phase works. And everybody gets 2 sales, and then we start over. So the beginning of the next round, pretty simple. All the dice go back. If you have more than 4 waters, they go back. And then new customers come and fill these empty spots. And if there's empty spots in the distilleries, you would add more fragrance notes. And that is the end of that round. So the game continually progresses. It goes around. Wake up. What time you guys wake up? You're picking based on the order here. Yellow would pick first, green second, blue third, red fourth. And you continue to build perfumes and sell them. Few key rules. So if you sell out of a perfume, let's say the red player has sold out of all these perfumes, then the red player gets to take 2 water tokens for successfully selling out. One of the things I mentioned earlier that you want to kind of keep doing is you kind of want to rotate these. So as you get waters, so especially if you're one of these later persons and there's not a lot of dice there's not a lot to do, you can collect some waters as actions because you can take that as an action. And you're trying to hunt down these 3s. There's 6 3s, there's 5 2s, 4 1s, and then 10 blank ones. And so you're trying to kind of get those and save them until the end of the game, because end game scoring, again, the ones you have left over, these count as extra points. So it's kind of like a little bit of a set collection with the water as well. The game is finally going to end. What's going to happen, there's 2 ways the game can end. One, if you're trying to reload these customers and you end up getting this closed store, then what would happen is you would continue to fill up with as many spots. Let's say these 2 spots were open. You would fill those up, and then you would play 1 more round to its conclusion. The other way the game can end is if you can't fulfill any more fragrance notes. So if you can't fill at the end of a round these fragrance notes, the game immediately ends. There's no more. You're going to score. That's it. If these 2 things happen simultaneously, the game immediately ends. So those are the 2 ways the games can end. When the game ends, whoever is highest on this track, plus however many points they have from their water tokens. So for example, red, they would be at 28, plus 2 would be 30. And let's say blue had, let's give blue some points. Let's say blue had 4, they would go up 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoever is the most prestigious, has made the most people happy, and made the best perfume is the winner. And that is how you play this game, my friends. Okay, so here we are. So perfume, kind of your classic sort of dice rolling, set collection, fragrance creation game. That's what we have here. Well, let's talk about it. So it fits right in line with the Queen's classic kind of mid to low weight. This is a real easy game to bring out. It has sort of more of a universal theme, so the ladies like to play perfume. So you basically, the game is easy to teach. It's 2-3 steps. It kind of flows along. There's luck factors because there's dice, but then you have that water that can mediate that. You're kind of trying to get, if you're later in the wake up order, you can get some waters, kind of get some guaranteed victory coin for the end. It's kind of neat. The customers come up. Sometimes the customers you need come up. Sometimes they don't. So you just kind of continue to go through and see what customers come up. Later in the game, you can draw more of those fragrance notes and put them out there on the board. So it gets fun. It's relatively quick. It doesn't feel like you're waiting a long time. There's not a lot of analysis paralysis going on unless someone's really, maybe played this game a lot and memorized the customers and knows who may be coming up and is trying to get, okay, I'm going to get that triple violet. I'm going to get whatever. I've seen some people with some bad rolls spend their water, can't get them. I'm telling you, sometimes spending those 2 waters just to flip that good distillation so it's not all stinky is a good way to go. So I would tell you that for a medium to lightweight kind of fun game for 4 players, plays good with 2, 3, and 4. We've tried all 3 of them. Definitely, it's a fun game, and no reason not to have it in your Queen's collection. And so if you want to, I would challenge people to not wear a lot of musky perfumes when playing this game, or nasty colognes. You can just go with the shampoo and soap smell, come to the table, or you can douse it up and just reek your way to victory, whatever you want to do. But anyway, if you want to go back and you want to create beautiful fragrances for the people of France, then feel free to come on in and play Parfum by Queen's Games. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy take it easy. Okay, folks, real quick, you thought it was over, but it's not. We got more. Real quick, I just wanted to talk about, first of all, this was a Kickstarter, and congratulations, Queen's Games. Good job getting it out to the backers first before it goes into retail, which backers cannot stand. So we all got it. We get to play it first, so we're excited about that. And one of the Queenies that came with it, which is their Queen's Games version of expansions, is the Secret Essences expansion. So if you did get this, you might want to play the game once without it, but after that, I think you should always play with this, because basically what happens is you draw one of these dies at the beginning of each round. It goes in this little crate, and as a fourth action, one person during that round can select that die. So if they're really in need of a certain fragrance, they can grab that die. And it also has 3 wild dice, and those wild dice are great because they can be any fragrance. So if you do have the Secret Essences, it adds, I mean, there's still a lot of luck in this game, but it takes away some of the luck factor, gives you one extra option to get another die. So that's it. Take it easy. See you next time.